अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, होप यू आर फाइन एंड डूइंग वेल। आज की इस वीडियो में हम जिस टॉपिक पे बात करने वाले हैं वो है आरटीपीसीआर रियल टाइम पॉलीमरेज चेन रिएक्शन या रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्टेज पॉलीमरेज चेन रिएक्शन। आज इस वीडियो में जिन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स पर हम बात करेंगे वो इस टेस्ट की हिस्ट्री है, इसका इंट्रोडक्शन है, इसका पर्पस और लास्ट में हम इसके एप्लीकेशंस पर बात करेंगे। सबसे पहले हम इसकी हिस्ट्री की अगर बात करें तो since PCR was invented by Carey Mullis in 1983, RT-PCR has since displaced Northern blot as the method of choice for RNA detection and quantification. RT-PCR rising to become the benchmark technology for the detection and or comparison of RNA levels for several reasons. अगर हम इसके इंट्रोडक्शन की बात करें, रिवर्स ट्रांसक्रिप्शन polymerase chain reaction RT-PCR is a laboratory technique combining reverse transcription of RNA into DNA. It is primarily used to measure the amount of a specific RNA. This is achieved by monitoring the amplification reaction using fluorescence, a technique called real-time PCR or quantitative PCR, qPCR. This is how done this test, PCR test. Purpose of this test is RT-PCR is widely used in the diagnosis of genetic diseases and semi-quantitatively in the determination of the abundance of specific different RNA molecules within a cell or tissue as a measure of gene expression. RT-PCR can be used to diagnose genetic diseases such as Lesch-Nyhan syndrome. This genetic disease is caused by a malfunction in the HPRT1 gene, which clinically leads to the fatal uric acid urinary stone. Polymerase chain reaction PCR. Polymerase is an enzyme that makes polymers of any other molecule, which in this technique is the DNA. Chain reaction is chemical reaction which progresses in an exponential way. So in this technique we can make millions and billions copies of DNA from a single fragment for the purpose of deep study or diagnostic purpose. PCR has 3 steps. Denaturation, we will heat the DNA for 94 Celsius degree. Reverse transcription. Viruses have variety. Some have their genetic material in the form of DNA and some have RNA or mRNA retroviruses. Coronavirus is also a type of mRNA virus. For the diagnosis of mRNA virus, we will use the technique of RT-PCR. The process initiated by the enzyme reverse transcriptase, which convert the viral mRNA into complement DNA, cDNA. After the formation of cDNA, this will go through simple PCR. Millions and billions copies of DNA are formed. There are the cycle of DNA. Cycle 1, denaturation, annealing and extension. These are the 3 steps of this cycle. Cycle threshold. In a real-time PCR assay, a positive reaction is detected by accumulation of a fluorescent signal. The CT cycle threshold is defined as the number of cycles required for the fluorescent signal to cross the threshold. CTS 9029 are strong positive reaction indicative to abundant target nucleic acid in the sample. CTS of 30 to 37 are positive reaction indicative of moderate amounts of target nucleic acid. TCS 38 to 40 are weak reaction indicative of minimal amounts of target nucleic acid, which could represent an infection state or environmental contamination. लास्ट में हम इसके एप्लीकेशंस पर बात करें. एप्लीकेशन ऑफ आरटीपीसीआर. जीन इंसर्शन कैन बी यूज्ड इन द इंसर्शन ऑफ यूकैरियोटिक जीन इनटू प्रोकैरियोटिस. RT-PCR is used in studying the genome of the viruses. Both genome is composed of RNA such as influenza virus A and retrovirus like HIV. Genetic disease diagnosis RT-PCR is also used in the diagnosis of genetic disease. Cancer detection, scientists are working on the ways to use RT-PCR in cancer detection. ये हैं इसकी एप्लीकेशन जो कि यूज़ होती हैं RT-PCR की। लास्ट में मैं आपका थैंक यू, अपने वीडियो वॉच की।